DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Coming up tonight, Delaware's new governor-elect wants your voice heard in upcoming special elections. Will an open primary be the solution? Plus, rely on SEPTA for your commute while fares are rising big time. Next year, riders are going to pay the price of a $240 million budget shortfall. And how a local organization here in Delaware is helping cats survive the cold winter months with innovative shelters. How you can help. Those stories and much more coming up tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to this DETV News Brief for Thursday, November 14th. I'm Matt Ford. Here's what's making headlines today across the first state. SEPTA may raise fares and cut routes in 2025 due to a $240 million budget shortfall and funding uncertainty. Regional rail fares could increase twice in 2 months, the first on December 1st and then again in January. Zone 4 riders here in Delaware, including stations in Wilmington and in Newark, could see fares rise by nearly 30%. SEPTA's COO warned the hikes and cuts could trigger what he called a death spiral, where fare hikes lead to fewer riders and even further cuts. Talks with the Transport Workers Union are ongoing as SEPTA explores how to manage its declining ridership and funds. Dozens of routes may be impacted, with some even eliminated or running less frequently. The Wilmington-Newark line, which lost over 7,000 weekly riders during the COVID-19 pandemic, now sees around 4,000 weekday riders. Despite expected revenue increases, SEPTA anticipates fewer riders will mean less revenue. Public hearings for the January fare hikes are set for December 13th in Philadelphia. The SEPTA board will vote on the December hike on November 21st. And speaking of the rails, Amtrak service on parts of the Northeast Corridor resumed Wednesday following 2 days of disruptions. Service between New York and New Haven, Connecticut was restored roughly 24 hours after it was suspended due to a fire near the tracks in New York City. Service also resumed between Philadelphia and here in Wilmington after downed wires halted many trains. Amtrak warned travelers of delays of at least 30 minutes due to single track conditions as crews work to restore full service. To political news now, where Delaware Governor-elect Matt Meyer is pushing for an open primary in 2 upcoming special elections. The races will fill Senate seats in Districts 1 and 5, soon to be vacated by Senator Sarah McBride, who won Delaware's U.S. House seat, and Senator Kyle Evans-Gay, who will become Lieutenant Governor. Meyer said the party's nominees should be chosen by the people in an open and transparent process and not by insiders. Meyer suggested a January 7th primary and a February 11th general election in a letter to State Party Chair Betsy Marone. And Governor John Carney is forming a transition team of his own as he prepares to take office as Wilmington's mayor in 2025. The team of over 40 Delawareans will focus on government, efficiency, jobs, economic growth, neighborhoods, and community vitality. Former Wilmington Councilman Kevin Kelly and attorney Donnie Damon, who co-chaired Carney's first transition as governor, will lead the committee. Carney praised both Kelly and Damon as distinguished leaders with deep ties to their communities, saying that their expertise would help build a stronger Wilmington. Transition team subcommittees include Effective Government, that's chaired by Tanya Washington. Jobs and Economic Development is chaired by Senator Darius Brown. Strong Neighborhoods is chaired by Eugene Young, and Vibrant Communities is chaired by Laura Burgos. For a full list of committee members, you can check out the Transition website. And Delaware is tackling its substance abuse crisis with 5 harm reduction vending machines installed statewide. Located in Wilmington, Newark, Dover, Milford, and Georgetown, the machines offer free Narcan kits, test strips, and hygiene products. Joanna Champney of the Delaware Division of Substance Abuse says the initiative aims to reduce overdose deaths and stigma, offering a private, accessible way to access these resources. The state hopes to expand program based on usage data. Turning to crime news now, police arrested 61-year-old Joseph Clark of Wilmington after a tip led officers to his home, where a missing 17-year-old from Pennsylvania was found. Clark initially denied knowing where the teen was, but officers later located her inside of his home. Following the arrest, detectives determined Clark had engaged in unlawful sexual contact with that minor. He is being held at Howard Young Correctional Institution on a $40,000 cash bail. And police in Newcastle County are searching for Raul Gutierrez. He's wanted on multiple felony warrants, including 5 counts of unlawful sexual contact with a child under 13 years old and continuous sexual abuse of a child. Anyone with information on Gutierrez's location is urged to contact Newcastle County Police at 302-573-2800, or you can submit a tip online at DelawareCrimeStoppers.com. We want to let you know that anonymous tips are accepted. And Dover police arrested an 18-year-old suspect and are searching for 2 others. This after a carjacking at gunpoint at a Wawa gas station on South DuPont Highway on Tuesday evening. Police say 3 men apparently approached a driver who was getting gas. One suspect showed a gun and demanded the victim's car keys before driving off. Well, early Wednesday, officers spotted 2 suspects near Capitol Green, and after a brief struggle, police arrested 18-year-old Cameron Gibbs, who was reportedly carrying a .38 caliber revolver and some of the victim's property as well. A 17-year-old suspect ran from that scene, and the 3rd suspect remains at large. Gibbs was charged and is held on $90,000 bail. The stolen car is a gray 2018 Toyota RAV4 with a Delaware license plate of PC 803720. Anyone with information is urged to contact Dover Police. And we're going to stay in Dover for this next story. 3 people were injured, including 2 were airlifted to Christiana Hospital after a driver fleeing police crashed early Thursday. The incident began Wednesday evening when a man reported being carjacked at the Wendy's on Route 13. Police say 2 masked men, one with a gun, stole his Honda Accord. Around 2:30 in the morning, officers spotted the stolen car and a chase ensued. Well, the driver, an 18-year-old from Camden, Delaware, sped off but slammed broadside into another car on routes 13 and 42. Both drivers were trapped and airlifted. A passenger in the Honda vehicle was taken by ambulance. All 3 of these people remain in serious condition tonight. Police found a stolen gun in the Honda and are investigating a possible link to the Tuesday carjacking that we just told you about in the previous story. Moving further south now, state police are investigating a road rage incident involving a gun that happened Tuesday in Georgetown. Around 11:45 a.m., police responded to the area of Springfield Road and Gravel Hill Road. Investigators say a 37-year-old victim in a Chevy Silverado was nearly hit by a white Chevy Silverado driven by an unknown man. After that near collision, the suspect followed the victim, sped up, pulled alongside the victim's driver's side window and pointed a handgun at the victim before speeding off on Zoar Road. The suspect is described as a bald white male who is possibly armed. His truck is a white Chevy Silverado with a Lear cap on the bed. Anyone with information is asked to contact Delaware State Police at 302-856-5850. And state police have arrested 39-year-old Janine McClellan of Pennsylvania in connection with an October burglary at Safeway Compounding Pharmacy near Newark. Police say 3 suspects apparently broke into the pharmacy in the wee hours of the morning, stealing a safe containing cash and medications worth over thousands of dollars. McClellan was charged and then released on an unsecured bond. Police are still searching for 42-year-old Christopher Welch and a 3rd unidentified suspect. Anyone with information about this is asked to contact detectives at 302-365-8487 or, of course, Delaware Crime Stoppers at 1-800-847-3333. Now let's take a quick break from the headlines and check in with our forecast. Whether you're headed out for the evening or planning some outdoor activities tomorrow or over the weekend, let's find out what you can expect. Shakara's here in the studio with more on that. Hey, Shakara.
DETV News Weather is brought to you by Real Life Prosthetics. Live life fully with Real Life Prosthetics. Your ability is our mission.
Hey, Matt. Well, the weather's not looking too bad this weekend, so if you will be going out to run errands, maybe to a pumpkin patch or outdoor for some sporting events, you should be just fine. Good evening, DETV fam. I hope everyone is having a great week and enjoying their November so far. Today was a chilly day with some cloudy skies, and this evening, pretty much the same as last night with temps in the 30s. For Feel Good Friday, we are looking at partly cloudy skies with a high of 58 degrees. Now for your DETV weekend weather forecast, you can expect mild temperatures on Saturday and Sunday with highs around 63 degrees, accompanied by some partly cloudy skies through the weekend. Now Saturday will be a bit breezy with a slight chance of scattered showers in the evening. So if you're headed out, be sure to take a jacket. If you are looking for something to do over the weekend, be sure to check out the Wilmington Brew Works for their fall-inspired brews, or take in the Yuletide at Winterthur event, which transfers the Winterthur Museum into a festive wonderland. And on Saturday, the Brandywine Zoo will host a special family-friendly event, Brew at the Zoo, featuring local beverages and treats. And I do want to take a moment to wish a special 13-year-old an early birthday. Happy birthday to my one and only Cam. And if there are any other November birthdays, happy birthday to you all. Enjoy your weekend and make it a great one, everyone. Back to you, Matt.
Cam, happy early birthday. Cam is a staple for those who don't know here in the studio with us, and he's always in the background. So shout out to you, Cam. Shakara, thank you so much. In other headlines tonight, businesses in Newark are sounding the alarm this week to City Council. They're saying they're losing businesses, citing rising parking costs have reduced their customer visits. Well, last year in 2023, Newark doubled hourly parking rates from $2 in lots and $2.25 on the street, the first increase since year 1999. While rates are usually halved during student breaks, the city is considering keeping full rates but offering free parking on weekends from mid-December to late January. Restaurant owners are concerned about competitive dining alternatives that offer free parking, also noting that parking fees deter non-downtown employees. Newark Mayor Jerry Clifton points out that Newark's municipal lots used to have a validation system when the gates were run by human beings. Well, as we know, now everything is automated, so they don't have a way to install discounts. Newark expects $3.28 million in parking revenue next year. That's about a 2.7% of its budget. City Council will consider parking rate adjustments on their meeting on November 25th. Down to Rehoboth Beach now, where the Homeless Animal Shelter Project is providing over 50 insulated shelters for feral cats as winter approaches. These shelters, made from Rubbermaid totes filled with straw, offer warmth and protection. HAP Director Lee Dempsey says that it's meant to provide a warm, dry place for cats to stay. Recipients say the shelters are crucial in Sussex County's cold, windy winters. Cat shelters can also be requested online through a Google form, so be sure to check that out. And the U.S. Capitol Christmas tree, an 80-foot Sitka spruce from Alaska, will make a stop at Dover Air Force Base on November 20th next week during its 4,000-mile journey down to D.C. Known as the People's Tree, it will be on display outside Welsh Elementary School from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Those with base access can sign the banner and learn about the tradition, which dates all the way back to 1964. And finally tonight, the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League held its 25th annual Breakfast of Empowerment this morning. Awards were presented to J.P. Morgan Chase for equity, and the James H. Gilliam Sr. Legacy Award was presented to 3 former MWUL presidents: Delaware State University President Tony Allen, former State Housing Director Eugene Young, and Senator-elect Lisa Blunt Rochester. Keynote speaker Michael E. Dyson, a professor of psychology at Georgetown University and prolific author, talked about the Black community post-2024 election.
Arguments about Black people falling to sleep and being sleepy and not being awake have indicted us throughout the history of our pilgrimage in America. And now that we are awake, we ain't going back to sleep.
And that concludes today's DETV News Brief. Don't forget to follow us all along your favorite social media platforms for more updates on what's happening all around Delaware. And if you have a comment, question, news, or sports tip, send it our way. Contact us at press@detvch.com. For Shakara and all of us here at DETV, I'm Matt Ford. We'll see you right back here next week. Good night. We don't talk about prostate cancer enough, and it's the most diagnosed form of cancer and the second most common cause of cancer death among Black men in both Delaware and the United States. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime, but just by asking your healthcare provider if you should get a screening could help you detect prostate cancer early and save your life. So let's talk about it. Talk to your healthcare provider today about a prostate cancer screening if you are 40 years of age or older, or have a family history of prostate cancer. If you don't have insurance, or if your insurance doesn't pay for cancer screenings, Screening for Life may provide you with the screenings that you need, and nurse navigators make this process easier. To learn more, visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211. Ask your healthcare provider about a prostate cancer screening, and you're asking for so much more.
My name is Jason Aviles, and I am the founder and owner of Fly Yogi, and I'm here to share with you some tips to be able to help fight opioid addiction. Opioid addiction is a real growing problem here in America, and I'm here to share with you some tips that you can be able to integrate into your everyday life to really fight against opioid addiction. One of the first things is redeveloping your mindset. One of the practices that I like to use daily is meditation. And what meditation does is it brings you clarity of mind, and it helps keep you grounded, and it improves your ability to make decisions that you are going to benefit from. A lot of the time we find that addiction is rooted in our mindset. It's rooted in how we think and how we perceive, and therefore how we act. So this is a really good way to help fight against that energy of addiction. The second thing is improving your lifestyle through diet and exercise. At the very root of addiction, there is substances within the body that's causing the addiction on a physical level. When we begin to introduce healthier foods, plant-based foods, we begin to remove and detox the substances that are in our body that's causing and attracting the addiction. So through incorporating more fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and even drinking water on a daily basis, you're going to put your body in a state where it's going to be able to fight the root causes of these addictions. The second part is exercise. Exercise is good for mood. It's good for energy. It's good to increase vitality. It's good to get your heart pumping and get your blood flowing and get oxygen moving throughout the body. So through engaging in physical exercise, complemented by incorporating healthier foods, you're putting your body and your mind in a state where it does not want what's causing these things that are manifesting negatively in your life. So addiction can really be decreased by just incorporating a healthier lifestyle through diet and nutrition, exercise, and then also making sure that you're tackling the mind through mindset, through meditation.